There is a white powder sitting in the laundry aisle of every grocery store in your country right now. It costs $2 for a box that lasts months. You dissolve 1 cup in a gallon of hot water, spray it on any surface, and mold dies on contact. It does not come back. You sprinkle a thin line of it along a baseboard, and cockroaches, ants, and termites cross it once and never cross anything again. It kills fungi, it kills larvae, it repels silverfish, fleas, and spiders. The ancient Egyptians used it for mummification. The Romans used it as a cleaning agent and a flux for soldering precious metals. Tibetan traders carried it across the Silk Road to Arabian goldsmiths starting around 300 AD. It was registered as a pesticide in the United States in 1948 and has been proven effective for over 75 years. The EPA confirms it is not carcinogenic. It does not produce toxic fumes. 1 box replaces your mold spray, your ant killer, your roach bait, and your termite treatment. Then a $22 billion pest control industry and a $4 billion mold remediation market decided you should never connect those 4 products into one. They did not bury this powder because it failed. They buried it because it worked too well across too many categories for $2. This is the story of borax, the oldest multi-purpose household mineral on Earth, and how 2 entire industries were built on splitting 1 cheap powder into dozens of expensive branded products you have to keep buying forever. Welcome to the camping vault. This is where we crack open the vaults that massive industries lock shut. If these vaults matter to you, and hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss one we open. The year is roughly 300 AD in a dried lake bed high on the Tibetan plateau. A trader kneels at the edge of a shallow basin where seasonal floodwaters have evaporated under the brutal mountain sun. What remains is a thick white crust of crystallized mineral deposits. He scrapes the powder into leather pouches. He does not know its chemical name. He calls it tinkle, the local word for this strange white salt that dissolves in water and cleans metal like nothing else. He loads his yaks and begins the long journey westward along the Silk Road toward Persia and the Arabian Peninsula. When the powder arrives in the workshops of Arab goldsmiths months later, they discover it works as a flux, a substance that strips impurities from molten metal and produces cleaner joins than anything in their arsenal. The powder spreads through the medieval Islamic world and reaches Europe through Marco Polo in the 13th century. Blacksmiths use it to forge stronger blades. Potters mix it into ceramic glazes. Apothecaries sell it as a medicine. But the traders on the Silk Road are not the first to discover this mineral. The Egyptians already knew it centuries earlier. They used borax compounds in their mummification process, exploiting its antifungal and antibacterial properties to preserve flesh against decay. The Romans used it as a cleaning agent for textiles and as a soldering flux for metalwork across their empire. The ancient Greeks recognized boron compounds for their preservation and cleansing properties long before anyone understood the chemistry. 3 continents, multiple civilizations separated by thousands of miles and hundreds of years, all independently discovering the same white powder and arriving at the same conclusion. It kills what grows where it should not grow, and it cleans what nothing else can clean. Fast forward to 1881. A prospector named William Coleman stakes a claim near Furnace Creek in Death Valley, California. He has found one of the largest borax deposits in the Western Hemisphere. The challenge is getting it out. Temperatures reach 125 degrees in summer. There are no roads and no rail lines. Coleman's solution becomes one of the most iconic images in American mining history. 20 mule teams hauling 10 tons of borax ore in massive wooden wagons across 165 miles of desert. By the late 1800s, the Pacific Coast Borax Company is marketing the mineral under the brand name 20 Mule Team Borax. It becomes a household staple across America. Families use it to clean clothes, kill pests, preserve food, scrub surfaces, and prevent mold. One product, every job. Now, stay with me because what modern science confirmed makes the history even more devastating. Borax works against mold through a dual mechanism that no commercial spray can match. When dissolved in water, borax creates an alkaline solution with a pH around 9.3. Most mold species cannot survive above a pH of 8. The solution does not mask mold or bleach it cosmetically the way commercial sprays do. It kills the fungal organism at the cellular level and then leaves an alkaline residue on the surface that prevents regrowth for months. A 2025 review on mold remediation confirmed that borax is one of the most effective antifungal compounds available, outperforming bleach for long-term mold prevention because bleach evaporates and leaves no protective residue while borax does. Against insects, the chemistry is equally devastating. When ants, cockroaches, or termites walk through borax powder, the fine crystals cling to their exoskeletons. When they groom themselves, they ingest it. Borax disrupts their digestive systems, interferes with their metabolism, and kills them. But it works slowly enough that worker insects carry the contaminated powder back to the colony before they die, spreading it through the nest. One application can eliminate an entire colony. The EPA has registered boric acid and its sodium salts as pesticides since 1948. Over 500 products containing these compounds are sold in the United States today for controlling ants, cockroaches, termites, silverfish, fleas, and wood-boring beetles. The EPA concluded that boric acid is not likely to be carcinogenic to humans. If you have made it this far, you already know more about natural pest control and mold prevention than 99% of homeowners on this planet. But everything you have seen so far is barely scratching the surface of what was buried. I collected every technique, every proven study, and every method that the industry hid from you. All of it inside the complete camping vault package. Natural pest control methods that cost almost nothing. Emergency shelters that outperform commercial tents. Water purification the military still uses today. Fire techniques now classified as too dangerous. Ancient heating and cooling methods that use no electricity at all. Over 10 complete guides, all in one place with no fluff. The link is sitting right inside the description. But stay right here with me now because this video just began. So if one $2 box of borax kills mold, prevents regrowth, eliminates ant colonies, destroys cockroach nests, repels termites, and has been EPA registered for over 75 years, why does every store sell you 6 separate products instead? The global pest control market generated over $22 billion in 2024. Rentokil, Terminix, Orkin, and Anticimex. These companies send technicians to your home at $150 to $300 per visit. The mold remediation industry adds another $4 billion on top of that, charging homeowners $2,000 to $6,000 for professional mold removal. The household cleaning product market sells you mold spray at $8 to $12 per bottle that lasts weeks. Ant bait stations at $6 per pack. Roach killer at $10 per can. Termite treatment at $1,500 or more professionally. Now count every product borax replaces. 1 box, $2, kills mold, kills insects, prevents regrowth, prevents reinfestation, lasts months. You cannot patent a mineral that has been in the ground since the planet formed. You cannot brand a powder that Tibetan traders hauled across the Silk Road over 1,000 years ago. You cannot build a $22 billion pest control empire on a substance that anyone can buy in the laundry aisle for the price of a pack of gum. So what did they? The European Union classified borax as a substance of very high concern in 2010 under their REACH chemical regulation framework, citing potential reproductive toxicity based on high-dose rodent studies. Consumer sale of borax was effectively banned across EU member states. The United States banned it as a food additive. Australia and China followed with their own restrictions. A mineral that had been used safely for cleaning and pest control for over 1,000 years was suddenly reclassified because a rat fed extreme doses showed fertility effects at levels over 100 times higher than any normal human exposure. The largest borax exposure study ever conducted, covering American miners, Chinese boron workers, and Turkish residents in boron-rich regions, found zero evidence of developmental toxicity in humans at any real-world exposure level. But the classification stuck. And every restriction makes it harder for you to think of borax as a pest killer or mold solution, and easier for branded products to fill the space it left behind. Go to the laundry aisle of any grocery store and buy a box of 20 Mule Team Borax or any pure sodium tetraborate product. For mold, dissolve 1 cup of borax in 1 gallon of hot water. Pour the solution into a spray bottle and apply it directly to any moldy surface. Scrub with a brush, then let it air dry without rinsing. The borax residue left behind prevents mold from returning. For ants, mix 1 tablespoon of borax with 1 tablespoon of sugar and enough water to make a syrup. Place small amounts near ant trails. The sugar attracts them. The borax kills them. Workers carry the bait back to the colony. For cockroaches, dust a thin, invisible layer of pure borax powder behind appliances, under sinks, and along baseboards. They walk through it, groom it off, and die within days. For camping, pack a small bag of borax to dust around your tent perimeter. It deters crawling insects and prevents mildew on wet fabric. A homeowner in Houston sprayed a borax solution across her bathroom ceiling after a mold remediation company quoted her $4,200 for the job. The mold was gone within 2 days and did not return for over 8 months. Her total cost, approximately 60 cents worth of borax and tap water. Now I need to be honest with you about something important. Borax is not harmless. It is toxic if ingested in significant quantities, especially for children and pets. Keep it out of reach. Do not use it as a food additive, a health supplement, or anywhere it might be accidentally consumed. The EU restrictions, while arguably disproportionate, are based on real reproductive toxicity data in animals at high doses. If you are pregnant, avoid prolonged skin contact with concentrated borax solutions. It can irritate eyes and skin in powder form, so wear gloves when handling it dry, and it does not work against all insect species. Flying insects, bedbugs, and mosquitoes are not effectively controlled by borax, but for mold, ants, cockroaches, termites, silverfish, and general surface disinfection, no single product at any price point offers the same breadth of proven performance for $2. Think about the full scope of what we covered here. Tibetan traders discovered it in dried lake beds before the fall of Rome. Arab goldsmiths refined with it. Egyptians preserved the dead with it. 20 mule teams hauled it out of Death Valley. The EPA registered it in 1948 and confirmed it is not carcinogenic. And a $22 billion pest control industry split one $2 powder into a dozen branded products to make sure you would never buy one box and solve every problem in your house at once. This knowledge did not disappear. It was buried under EU reclassifications and store shelving decisions written by the people who profit when you buy 6 products instead of 1. The box is still right there in the laundry aisle. $2, no prescription required. If this vault opened something for you, subscribe and share it. Every share preserves what they tried to erase. The next vault opens soon. What is inside weighs even heavier.